What's up, guys? It's Mr. Jamvid, and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server. And today we're going to be using this very cool team. Shout outs to PK, No Shucks. I love colorful teams like these. Classic Firewater Gun. No, that core doesn't matter. But very colorful team. I just enjoy teams like these. So shout outs to him. Also, I probably have somebody else to shout out, but yeah, we're gonna hop right into it. This won't be your usual longer live, but you're probably like, Jam, what's the Mence for? Mence is actually one of the few straight up, closest to counter for Ace there is. Like, it genuinely can take it on. And obviously, with the poison, it can get toxic, and Moltres can kind of do it as well. But Mence intimidates it, which shuts it down completely. So, yeah. My man is also using a Slowking, which is cool. That's definitely picking up in usage. I love seeing cool things get some, shine. Pretty Volk weak. Once I set up, almost is over, honestly. Unless he's like Brave Bird, Mandibuzz, or I need to get some damage off on his Cinderace. He's pretty weak to bulk up Corviknight as well, so it's gonna be fun. Stealth Rocks are gonna be imperative in case that's not boots Coco. And Rillaboom combination is gonna be pretty important here, as you're gonna end up seeing. Yeah, this should be a fun one. What do I want to do though? I guess I guard the worst against Mag. Yeah, so there's no drawback to Lando, especially if he's Scarf, which shouldn't be the case. I need Rocks Pronto. It could have Toxic, and he uses it right. Excellent for him. I figured that would be a proper probability, but I figured if that's the case, then I can play around that. So for example, right here, we're staring down. Because I want to make sure if that's not a heavy duty boots Coco, I can overwhelm it, because that could be annoying in a few turns. So for example here, people tend to just leave their Landorus into U-turn, which would allow them to get taken out by heavy duty boots. Banded Woodhammer, I'm pretty sure. And I'm actually going to Woodhammer here as opposed to knockoff. My logic here is, well, generally people don't heal when Mandibuzz gets knocked, but I don't have that much countermeasure, so I'll play the long game. I am going to knock off here as he goes to Mandibuzz, makes a good play, and that makes a huge difference for what I'm setting up for, which is Volcarona, right? So phase 1 has been completed. I need to get a couple more Rocks rounds on his Lando so that Volk's Fire Blast guaranteed KO that. And yeah, it's just a matter of time at this point. So it's a question of what this Mandibuzz has in store for me. Like, what is it packing? Could be Toxic, could be U-turn. It's tough, right? Because his Coco is such a huge issue. So I'm gonna have to beat him before he beats me. That's the style of game this has to be. So what I'll do is, if he has Toxic, this is gonna suck. So he defogs. So he sets up the Rocks to defog. He probably feels comfortable considering his Landorus is already his Landorus is at full. Mine is Toxic, so his Lando is in a slightly better position than mine. But that may imply that his his Cinderace might not be heavy duty boots, or Coco might not be heavy duty boots. I had Toxic on this Mence, but I put bulk up Corviknight here. So Rocks plus Rillaboom would mean that he doesn't have a counter, and I'm gonna set them back up once again. Hurricane here. I'm gonna Hurricane here. Ugh, I know it's Hurricane. That sucks a lot. My Earthquake here for free as he goes Slowking. Earthquake was just to hope to catch his Coco. Yeah, that's frustrating. People tend to just future sight you when they don't need to. You should teleport. Right. Future sight wasn't necessary there, especially on a slower one, because now you teleport, right? And now you gotta be very careful what you go to. When before you didn't need to as much. So for example, like the Coco gets a free Thunderbolt here, but only if he specs he can knock me out. I don't need Slowking to win. It's nice to be able to future sight and switch it on his own. But after this, then I'll be able to... Lando's starting to start getting some value. Let's find out what kind of Coco he is. So I'll teleport here as he's not spexed. So this is excellent as we get to Corviknight. Eat up that future sight. So it's probably a Boots Coco, which blows. Probably has U-turn. Lando is free. Makes pretty obvious Lando switch. Ah! But he leaves the Coco in. That's a really frustrating crit there. It's a very frustrating crit. Okay. So ideally he doesn't roost, which is what I was hoping wouldn't be the case. But it does allow for me to U-turn back out on his Buzz, which again is setting up for the late game of Volcarona. Again, because he has roost, it's probably heavy duty boots. He has knock. That crit really mattered. Yeah, I don't have enough firepower here. I don't have any firepower really. So I could put him in a spot where I have to play the long game in this one. I don't have the firepower to... Oh, right, he has shown knockoff. This actually was a misplay. He's shown knockoff. Yeah. It's actually a misplay. He gets... there's nothing I can do. I'll just have to play the long game. He roosts. Good play. It's Hurricane again here. So he goes to Slowking. So, he does future sight again. So I said last time, it's not the best situation for him. Especially because his Coco can't kill my Slowking. So now it actually leaves us in an interesting spot. Good Dazzling Gleam on his part, but still the same end game. As he goes to Coco. I wonder what his pivot move is. So I'll slack off here. Coco is so weak. And so Slowking took the future sight, and then now he can take another hit. So the combination of Skull plus future sight might knock this Coco out if I get the burn. U-turns though, so that's what he has, which means Mandibull is likely to come out here. If I get that burn, there would have been amazing. So I couldn't risk. Well, I could have teleported there actually. Teleport was a better position because I teleported there. If I got the burn, it would have been amazing. So he gets to roost, and like I get pretty much no value out of that, which blows. I get to pivot back to Slowking since he's intimidated. Very low risk if he goes back to Slowking. We fire off future sights again. But as I said, my Slowking is way more problematic than his. So let me think. If I teleport here and he goes to... Oh, he's... didn't get the burn. Again, positionally, this isn't too bad. If he goes Coco, I slack off. I have to slack off because, okay, so Cinderace comes out. He could, this is a low, well, this is mid ladder, so he might have U-turn actually, which might knock me out. I guess I didn't consider U-turn. Well, shit. Men's has to come out here. I won't die, but yeah, I didn't consider U-turn. So I have to take a future sight. Now I have to factor that in. It's actually a very difficult game for me. It's actually a very difficult game for me. I swear if he got one, because I've called it twice and got nothing to show for it. Should future sight again. Of course. Of course. As I said, we just got to be patient. I was hoping I didn't have to play this style of game, but the maybe it wasn't the wisest thing to risk the toxic on my Lando. That was actually pretty silly and impatient. And so force out on us, force on attack. He thunderbolts here. Okay. Let's knock off Defog Roost. Doesn't seem to be U-turn. This doesn't seem to be toxic either. Could be just foul play plus knock. So let's slack off here. And what's also important is stalling out these thunderbolts, because it might end up mattering when what's his face is my biggest threat. So, you know, obviously he's gonna U-turn here out into his Mandibuzz. I'm gonna try to burn it. He's gotten a burn on my mints. Goes to Slowking. I do not get a burn. I've used 3 skulls thus far. So it would be bad if he got the free switch. My slower future side is better for me. Because he teleports, and then if he goes to Coco on no Cinderace, can only go for U-turn. I'll slack that off. Yeah. So this might have been a 1 game live. So his future side comes out. Mine is gonna come out next. Let's play a little longer game. So there's the future sight. Obviously we get to hit his Mandibuzz here. Let me think. If I go to my max attacks Landorus and Stone Edge, his Mandibuzz would be gone to slow to Woodhammer from Boom. I need to hit this. I could see him. He's definitely staying in. If he goes to Lando, it's upside for me too, because I get to go for oh, that did nothing. Shit. That did nothing. He's like max defense. That did nothing. Does mean I now get to go to Volcarona and knock him out, assuming I hit. Excellent. That's actually a really good switch by him. I'm glad he did it, because now at +1 Psychic should knock him out from 70. I'm thinking Hurricane here. I need to learn the calc for this. Cinderace, offensive pivot, Volcarona, offensive Quiver Dance, +1, Psychic Bug Buzz, +1, Fire Blast does 58 to 68, +1 Psychic does 63 to 73. Not ideal, but he's smart enough to know that he's supposed to go hard Cinderace on me, which is good. I'll roost because I'm pretty sure Slowking is coming in. Mandibus comes in, it's very risky. But it seems like he only has foul play, which makes Mandibus potential setup fodder. Now, if he goes to Slowking, so Magirna comes out, which is interesting. Volt switch, okay, makes sense. I thought the Stone Edge. I'm a max attack. I am very disappointed by that damage. Okay. Thing about this sequence is that eventually you'll have to not go for U-turn. I mean Volt switch. Eventually you'll have to Flare Cannon. I wish I had something with helmet here. So I'll roost here, even if he Flare Cannon is a setup for Volk. Yeah. Like eventually, like this won't work. So it positions me back into what you don't want, which is Coco, and then very interesting Slowking decision. He should teleport hard, but based on how he plays, I don't think he will. Yeah, perfect. So now I get a free kill. Yeah, I can't have anything else coming out in the future. Let me think. No, let's take the value. Let's take the value. Yeah, that's not a counter. So I won't die to Sight. And his Magirna will die, which is kind of nice. I mean, Corviknight's gonna be able to, as I said, Thunderbolt is gonna come into play later on. Corviknight bulk up is still a very, very reliable win condition. It's just not how I expected this first game to go. And it's funny because when I looked at the team, I was like, man, this has firepower to it. But now I'm looking at this, it's like that Stone Edge, I am fully invested. Not adamant, but like max attack 3 coming out. Didn't even do half. Generally, Mandibuzz aren't max defense because they want to have them to take on mostly ghost types, which are especially defensive. But maybe he's thinking, okay, I'm just going to. Okay, that should be a 2-hit KO still. Future Sight do a lot, yeah, but won't KO. So he's giving me Landers in exchange for my Rillaboom. So be it. So be it. My end gamer is Volk and Corviknight anyway. I need Boom, but I wasn't taking any value otherwise. And so this is great because now I'll probably get Cinderace in, and I can teleport here on his U-turn because he's expecting me to Future Sight or Scald or Slack off. Right. So now this puts it in an interesting position because if he Thunderbolts and I Quiver Dance, he loses. So I think he has to U-turn out or hard switch into Cinderace again. But my thing is, I want it's a roll, right? It's a roll at 70. And it'll come down to whether or not he has Psychic does 63 to 75. It's a roll. He's played wisely up to this point, so I'm going to just go for the Fire Blast. What a turn. If I get this wrong, it's bad. If I get this wrong, it's bad. But he knows that. But the level of confidence I came in with Volcon would imply that I'm planning a Quiver Dance. And if I'm a bulky, well, no, I can't be bulky. But if I'm Roost, he loses. I'm going to Fire Blast. He should know. Okay, so Slowking is an interesting one because that actually wasn't a good play at all. Because Slowking doesn't stop me from QDing. Because he's just going to teleport into Cinderace. But now that I know that he did that, I know how to deal with him the next time. That actually was a horrible play. You either go Cinderace there, or you go to Slowking. I mean, you either go Cinderace there, or you attack me. So that gave me a lapse. Like, that gave me insight into how he's thinking. Again, Slowking lost you the game. So doesn't make sense to ever go Slowking there. I'll roost here because I think he's gonna Flare Cannon, and I'll catch him here. So now I got him because now he's gonna definitely go straight to Cinderace. So I'll just go for the Fire Blast here. He should go straight Cinderace, right? Excellent. So now there's a pretty good shot at this because he doesn't want. Let me see, Powerball. Corviknight could win, but Volcarona is now a way better win condition, obviously. Powerball. So what I'm going to do is go Slowking here. The reason I'm going Slowking is because I need regen. And if I go Corviknight, that did a ton to me though. If I go Corviknight, I think I'll be too high. Yeah, Powerball, he only has two left. So now he has to yeah. So now he only has one Powerball left, which means that, well, it depends. It depends. So now I actually get to go to Slowking for free. Right, because everything he goes to is a Volk setup, which he didn't want. That's why I wanted him to U-turn. So it's just a matter of positioning. He actually gave me the game earlier with Slowking. He actually goes to Magearna. Very good play because now you can go for Trick. Let me think. If I go Corviknight, he just Volt switches out. He's playing as if the Cinderace doesn't have Gunk Shot, but he's probably just going for his most accurate move. If I go Volk Corviknight, then no, that won't work. I'll have to just kill the Magearna. Yeah. Because he's just going to trick me. And I can't sweep with Fire Blast. So, Ace comes in. I think it's just going to come down to whether or not he hits the Gunk Shot. Or if he has... whether he hits this. If he hits it, he gets it. Yeah, hits the Gunk Shot. Which is horrible for us. Does he have Sucker, though? If he has Sucker, he uses it here. I mean, there's nothing to be done. And so it's going to come down to how much Slowking is doing. Goes Coco, which is interesting. Going off the miss. How much is Slowking taking? He's taking a lot. Oh my goodness, it's taking a lot. Ooh, I'm taking a lot though. That did a ton to me. Jesus. Yeah, he still pulls through unless I get a crit here. Unless that was a really high roll. He's doing a ton to me. I did not expect Slowking to be doing that kind of... I didn't expect him to be taking that kind of damage. Oh, it was a roll. Wow, Volk pulled through. So, well, actually, I'm saying that before I hit this Fire Blast. But yeah, that was... Don't say GG yet, bro. It's far from over. It's far from over. All right, GG. Okay, so we managed to position Volk for victory. I could have played that a little more cleanly. As I said, I can't have this be a super long live, so I have to take into the fact that I can't play a 50 turn game because I have places to be today. So I wanted to record this live earlier in the day. The nature of this team, I don't think I can get a quick game for the next one. I'm surprised he went Coco, and I'm very glad that Volk didn't get poisoned. Yeah, and I altered the team, so it's not because of the team builder's fault. Though it had like a buzzwole, so we weren't winning anyway. But Volk is still a big threat. Bulky Volk would eat these teams apart. But he played Cinderace well, knew he had to go hard to it on certain turns. But I think the pressure got to him the turn he went Slowking. Because, as I said, Slowking defeats the... You either Thunderbolt predicting me to attack. Because Slowking doesn't... If you go Slowking, I Quiver Dance and sweep. Because if I get 2 Quiver Dances up, you guarantee lose. Because Cinderace can't take the hit anymore. I do think he might have wondered, like, was scouting to see if I had... If he had Sucker Punch on the Cinderace, he might have scouted to see if I had... But Sucker Punch without high jump kick, I don't think so. Especially on a team like yours. You're like Heatran eats you. So I think he was just high jump kick. So Volt came through, didn't get poisoned. Very clutch because you know Cinderace's gunk shots are 100% poison. But that's where we're going to leave it. Hit the like button for our 1 game live. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.